How should I begin my story that has no beginning? What is art, and who are we to say what art is and isn't? Different cultures and subcultures have vastly varying and often contradicting ideas of what constitutes good or meaningful art. We all have our subjective and stylistic preferences. Otherwise, everyone would agree with every award that's given to acknowledge one thing as being better than everything else. In fact, there wouldn't be a need for any awards at all, because everyone would objectively know what the best is, and not what art itself is. Because that is still a question we haven't been able to answer just yet, and there isn't just one agreed upon definition. This is the REACH project.
At exactly 10 a.m. Don't take it with sugar, I don't like it sweet. I don't need a shitty advice of the week. I don't like pink, my color is red. I can be punk enough to need to be a skinhead, cause there's something wrong with my attitude. Yes, you are mean and you're so fucking rude. Can you play me a song that doesn't make my heart break? I'll play you the worst to give you away. All I did is fucking weak, was coffee and lipstick on repeat.
We're here and so far so good, and the weather is beautiful. It's like this. Usually it's rainy and cold and windy, and now it's just beautiful. So I'm happy you guys are here. Looking forward to today, tonight and tomorrow. Our approach has been to present 3 different tracks of programming. Both a music track, where you have all the producers, writers, artists, creators together, mixing, working day and night, producing new songs, and also learning and sharing. We have, like, as you can see here, the visual track. So we've been doing a lot of different things with help from Vecto from Italy.
I stuck to the line of the C, okay. Yeah, like this, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Forse ha fatto la testa troppo piccola, è possibile, vero?
E la pinna un po' più grande forse.
Quale?
Quella davanti. Sì.
Questa?
No, quella lì davanti.
Questa? I think just to wrap up this exercise, you should totally just finish it up. So at least you have the finished piece, right? Yeah. It's still good to finish it. Because those colors are really dull. You see, the blues are super nice. Mm-hmm. They pop a lot. The blue and orange, that looks great, and the red. And I like the eyes as well. I think you guys did a really good job.
That was funny. Anyway.
Yeah. It was funny?
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's great.
The situation here is very relaxed, and we're all happy about what's happening, and we're learning something, and we're knowing interesting people for sure. Kind of a new experience for me. The REACH project is an European-funded project that aims to develop mentorship for young creatives and entrepreneurs in the field of arts and culture and music, and with partners from US, Basque countries, and also Italy.
REACH is important to our team and our mentors because it allows us to collaborate and meet and learn about cultures and systems within the arts and entrepreneurship in places that we never would be able to access and or, converse with.
Le REACH Project, pour moi, c'est donner l'opportunité à ce qu'on appelle des entrepreneurs culturels et créatifs d'expérimenter ce qui est le plus compliqué pour moi dans la gestion de projet, c'est-à-dire la gestion de l'humain. De gérer des équipes, de travailler avec d'autres personnes qui n'ont ni la même culture, ni les mêmes objectifs, ni les mêmes attentes, ni les mêmes savoir-faire. Enfin, en gros, pas grand-chose en commun parce qu'en fait, finalement, apprendre à jouer d'un instrument, apprendre à enregistrer un album, apprendre à écrire des dossiers, apprendre à pitcher son projet, tout ça, c'est technique, c'est pas forcément toujours fun, mais c'est faisable. Le plus compliqué à la fin, ça reste, et en même temps, ce qui est le plus excitant et qui est le plus épanouissant et ce qui apporte le plus, c'est travailler avec d'autres personnes.
Here in Norway is the first symposium of this project, and we try to develop a visual art track for visual artists, and we made a bunch of activities related to visual art, from making t-shirts to something like a design jam, a brainstorming and design thinking activities.
Vectorealism, c'est le premier Fab Lab milanais, qui est une société, donc avec une démarche privée d'entrepreneuriat et des obligations liées à ce statut-là, qui sont aussi en même temps extrêmement impliqués dans la vie culturelle de leur ville et de leur ce qu'on appelle écosystème, et aussi très impliqués depuis toujours dans des démarches d'accessibilité au design, d'accessibilité à la culture Fab Lab pour tout type de public, que ce soit des jeunes, des moins jeunes, ce qu'on appelle des publics de moindre opportunité. Ils ont l'habitude de travailler à l'international, en Europe, sur d'autres programmes Erasmus+. Donc pour nous, ça faisait sens de travailler avec eux parce que justement, ils sont dans une démarche professionnelle d'entrepreneurs avec une démarche sociale qui est fondamentale dans leurs projets, dans leurs actions et dans l'ensemble de ce qu'ils font. Donc en termes de valeur, ça résonne complètement avec ce que nous pouvons développer au sein de Combustible. Combustible est venu à Stavanger avec une équipe artistique composée de musiciens et de designers. Il y a d'une part les Inputs qui arrivent de Toulouse, qui font du punk rock français. On a impliqué aussi dans le projet deux designers de Toulouse, Candide Projet, Irina et Cécile, qui pour nous font le lien avec notamment Vectorealisme, qui est notre partenaire italien, qui a un Fab Lab, le premier Fab Lab de Milan. Toujours en musicien, on a une équipe qui vient du Pays Basque, Odeik qui fait du hip-hop, de la drill en basque, et Paul Alan qui lui est sur une esthétique beaucoup plus expérimentale. Et les Grasses et Voluptés, Van Van, qui font aussi du punk français, assez engagé aussi. L'idée pour chacune de ces équipes artistiques, c'était pour les musiciens d'aller se confronter à d'autres cultures, donc notamment norvégiennes et américaines, et qui sont dans des styles vraiment différents artistiquement, avec des parcours et des attentes très différentes.
It's almost interesting how the rap was like an interesting spoken word poem, rather than like, you know, try to force that to be a melodic rap flow. Why don't we just let that be what it is, and then do some like singing parts in another section?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I think we can try a bunch of things.
Yeah. Je vais essayer d'écrire à partir de ça là. Tu peux me prêter ton stylo? I try to write some longer sentences for the chorus.
Yeah, stuff that rhymes. Maybe something that kind of sums up.
You want to sing all in French, all the chorus in French, or do like a bit of French, a bit of English?
Yeah, you can blend it.
Okay, I'll try.
No pressure.
T'as des phrases pour qui chantent en français? Genre utiliser 2-3 trucs? Moi j'ai ça. C'est quoi? Non, je sais pas, ou ça.
Tu t'es trouvé une mission, faire la leçon sur la procréation en plein lynchage homophobe. Tu te dis, tant pis, tu parles ce qui fâche à tout prix. T'es pas lâche, t'as un avis, pas d'interdit, c'est ton côté Charlie.
Intéressant de voir à quel moment les populations minoritaires deviennent ton objet de lutte prioritaire. Connard premier à parler, le débat est cadenassé. T'as honte de rien, visiblement, t'en fais même un livre payant.
Et la connerie passe le mur du son. On est de mauvaise foi par conviction. Putain d'époque crade, on a brûlé notre barricade. On fait pas dans le rap conscient, nous, on fait dans le bête et méchant. C'est quoi le truc? Tu peux plus procréer? T'as perdu ta virilité? T'as fait un mauvais score au spermogramme? Tu t'es fait bouffer tes crêtes comme dans Pac-Man.
Réflexe normal, tu t'en prends au PD. T'as réalisé que tes couilles sont atrophiées à cause des hormones qui coulent du robinet. Que la qualité de ton sperme a baissé alors tu t'es fait chier toutes ces années à pratiquer le retrait.
Achète-toi de la Volvic et va te promener. Mes copines en quelques clics,
elle crame ta paternité. Bien sûr, c'est la fin de ton humanité. Sans déconner, vous nous avez saccagés. Faire des gosses sans baisant, ça frôle l'inceste, c'est dégoûtant. Mon crachat, il est épais, je craque ma gorge, je sais viser. Tu me cherches, tu me trouves. Je punchline, sans trouille. Je crache, je te touche. D'une pierre, deux coups. Je veux juste aligner des droites. Oui. Ça fait des siècles qu'on se démerde. Qu'on prend ce qu'on veut et qu'on t'emmerde.
Yeah.
Even more?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I have more guitar this time?
I need everything less than my drum.
Yeah. We see if we can make that compromise, maybe to because everyone's hearing the same.
Okay.
We'll make something that works for everyone. Should we just do it like a test take?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
Of course. With a metronome?
Yeah.
Sounds cool. Let's sing.
Yeah, let's sing.
Sing is a good one. Always look on the bright side of life.
I'll set up the vocal mic and also this distorted one.
Okay.
So we can choose if we want that.
Great.
Really distorted or really, yeah.
Dammi la forza per bruciare questo mondo! Dammi la forza per distruggere questo mondo! Dammi la forza per distruggere questo mondo! Dammi la forza per distruggere questo mondo! Dammi la torcia per bruciare questo mondo! Dammi la forza per bruciare questo mondo! Dammi la forza per bruciare questo mondo!
C'est pas grave de pleurer. C'est pas grave de se vautrer, de tomber par terre. Chiale un bon coup. De passer cette colère. Celle qui te bouffe à l'intérieur. Cette espèce de cancer qui te dévore. Elle a rien à t'apporter.
Ce qui m'intéresse dans l'humain, c'est marrant, on en a parlé ce matin sur un atelier organisé par Vector Réalisme et Candide. C'était de se demander d'où pouvait venir la créativité dans l'art. On est parti de ce point-là. Et à mon sens, on est des êtres sociaux. En fait, on se construit par rapport à ce qu'on est capable de déployer dans nos interactions avec les autres.
Treasure what we were becoming until the crushing numbing loving, loving, loving. I'm seeing you for what you are. You always were.
L'idée, c'était de travailler en collaboration avec Vectorealisme pour définir des schémas de travail liés au design, et notamment au design italien, et de réussir à faire du lien justement entre les différents groupes en présence, mentors, musiciens, les différentes nationalités et arts visuels, et comment est-ce qu'autour du design on pouvait se retrouver ensemble.
We tested an activity that we call the collaborative writing, and it's based on basically people that holds a marker all together with wires and try to achieve a very simple goal to write a letter all together. It's a learning activity in which you can learn stuff from collaboration, and you have to make decisions within the group, and it's in a fun way you can learn some small things about how to work with other people.
At the end of the day, we all should be able to do that one.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Let's start from the A.
It's not easy, and we make it capital. Okay, we can divide like in two teams, and I don't know, someone makes the A and the other team makes the B.
Okay, two teams.
Okay. So the first
Choose your-
challenge is to detangle this.
Everybody just grab a string.
Okay.
Yeah.
The line first. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's start with the
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Wait, don't
fine.
touch it till we're ready. Okay.
Yeah, go.
Okay,
Let's do
go
it.
down. Okay.
Let's go up now. And then diagonal up. Oh god.
Aim towards the center. Aim towards the center.
I don't know what's happening.
Wow, it's so beautiful. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Nick, you're in.
And now.
Interference.
Like this, it's too easy.
Yeah, we need to.
We need to make them bold.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta thicken it up.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be difficult because we have to go down at the exact point.
Please take a look at this before.
It's gonna be exactly like that.
Oh, it's an A.
Oh, guys.
Like an alphabet song.
Yeah, we'll fill it. Okay, should we guys fill the hole?
Okay.
Would you want to maybe fill in these holes?
No, let's continue.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, alright.
I think you're all doing great.
Thank you, Mark. Oh. Maybe we should go back there.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
So what kind of comfort are we gonna go for? Like what kind of other shoe are we waiting to Yeah? Fuck it. See where we end up. Trying to think of like sort of theme kind of things as well. Also in terms of like melody, trying to see what like fits the badassery of this vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we have to make sure we come up with something that's not too overcrowded because the beat is already kind of like doing quite a lot. I have Solange in my head now a lot when I'm like trying to come up with a.
I like that though.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know. I like.
Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
I mean, open this doc to see what you're typing.
I've got no idea what I'm typing. It's all one little pile of shit at the moment.
Let's sculpt it. I feel like it's a little bit dangerous when you're too happy.
Yeah.
Playing with that.
I like that. I was gonna say as well, like if you're too close for comfort, it doesn't necessarily, or too close, too comfortable in a situation doesn't necessarily have to mean like in life we can actually put it to any situation. I kind of like the dangerous thing because it's like sort of the waiting for the other shoe to drop constantly.
Yeah.
Waking up to sunrise, turn my face to brown eyes. This ignorance is blissful.
La Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, c'est le département de la Tisch School of Art, qui est le département des arts de la NYU, la New York University, qui travaille sur la formation de tous les entrepreneurs qui ont un lien avec la musique enregistrée. C'est extrêmement intéressant de travailler avec eux parce qu'ils ont un niveau d'exigence et d'excellence de classe mondiale en fait, sur la formation de leurs étudiants et sur les ressources qu'ils mettent à leur disposition, autant en termes de matériel que de ce qu'ils appellent la faculty, c'est-à-dire l'équipe d'enseignants qui sont autour des élèves et qui proposent un contenu de formation extrêmement complet, qui peut être déclinable finalement autant sur des questions musicales que sur toute démarche entrepreneuriale.
If you like the way something sounds while you're recording it, record it that way. I don't believe in like saying, oh, let's record this, we'll add high end later. Or, oh no, we'll put the guitar pedal later. Or we'll put compression on the thing later. No, record it how you want it to sound. The whole idea of gain structuring was where you capture all that the instrument can. It's the same with drum machines or anything that's being spit out of a sampler. It's like, how much should that kick drum turn that mic preamp into the red? Because red doesn't mean it's distorting. Red means it's producing a harmonic distortion, which is good. If you have a sine wave, then you go through an amplifier, and then all of a sudden the sine wave starts to look like this. It's still kind of a sine wave, but we've got all these irregularities. All those irregularities are harmonics from the harmonic series that weren't present there. How many harmonics are there in a sine wave? One, just the fundamental, right? There's just one. So if this amplifier can all of a sudden take this one fundamental, this one tone, and give us more, there's actual music in there. That's actual sound quality, that's complexity, that's harmonic distortion. I would rather get more musical information than less, you know? So this idea of choosing these very basic pieces of gear early on, it just sets you up for success later on. So just keep it simple, and the rest will be easy, because the rest is experimentation anyway. It's pressing a button, you don't know what's going to happen. That's good, you know. But this part is important because it's so simple.
have any ideas? You think you can record sounds or?
Little less.
Little less.
And I think
semitone. Yeah. Okay.
Semitone.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So like maybe one down or something like that.
I prefer the other. Bass is really good in this tone. I think. If you are not okay.
No. But that's I want to hear like what you think because you're rapping on it. So. Yes. Okay.
No.
This is very cool. Yes. Yes. Then it makes sense.
It's like I can do pasatito. Irugau biurtudiena gau gaua kesnatu eta eguna blokartu nau ametsak ez nadirau eta espadare irau rotzeko nola hiltzeko egin erra berdin etzan berriz egan bakoitzak besteen gandik egiz edan. Okay, like
no, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. I wish I understand what you say about this.
Nik berriro jinen naiz berriro Ea segiro, astiro, saiatzen naiz maiz egiten tiro Eguzki zein ekaitz, heldu ginen garaiz Idekirik araiz heldu gira aldiro Naiz izan txiki, bai ez gira ni Ai batzutan friki, guai bestetan biki nahi Zero polizikai, politikai guk dugu bizi nahi Jingira mazazpi, gozatzera naski egiazki Harreman duza berastu, jolastu Solastu, elgarren gandik ikastea guretzat da aski Elkarri tiraka taldeka binaka bi herri bi mapa gabiltza biraka Liteke bilaka zuzena pirata bakoitzari karta bakoitzari Markata ez bedizarta pozik ez denari kaka Zango bat Norvegian, beste Euskal Herrian Ta burua erdian oraindik Ideiak agerian, mezuak atzerrian Zarra dugu berrian oraindik Zango bat Norvegian, beste Euskal Herrian Ta burua erdian oraindik Ideiak agerian, mezuak atzerrian Zarra dugu berrian oraindik Zango bat Norvegian, beste Euskal Herrian Ta burua erdian oraindik Ideiak agerian, mezuak atzerrian Zarra dugu berrian oraindik Zango bat Norvegian, beste Euskal Herrian Ta burua erdian oraindik Ideiak agerian, mezuak atzerrian Zarra dugu berrian oraindik
So, my name is Halima, for those of you who don't know me. And I've been in Norway for the last 4 days here at the REACH program. And
The experience in Norway has been incredibly positive. All our students and our mentors were very surprised to learn things they learned about culture and the funding of culture and the arts in Norway, and then by conversation also in Italy and in France.
this song is called Rent. Can you hear the guitar okay? Oh, I gotta pay my rent next week. Me and my ex don't talk, don't speak. I don't really fuck with men no more. I just wanna be alone and say what's on my mind. I don't wanna see you. I don't wanna see you on my feet when you don't even recognize me. I hope you recognize you, cause you really think you want something. What more do you have to prove?
We feel very appreciative to be included in the REACH project and to be a contributor to the REACH project, and I feel that the entire team feels a sense of appreciation for the opportunity to interact, to live with, and to better understand people from all over the world, which is ultimately what needs to happen across the board anyway. Centering and concentrating on the arts is a great place to start. They felt very inspired to perhaps bring some of these ideas back to the US, to try to find ways to better fund the arts, to better promote the arts. And I think that their discussions with the other groups realize the struggles that we face in the US as well. Not having access, not having a mandated access. We have to create our own access points. And that difference has been an excellent point of conversation.
Salty on my cheeks, sandy ecstasy, misted on my body, flowing in the wind, about to begin. Just look at my body. Do you ever squint your eyes when I walk by? Are you thirsty like me? I'm waiting for ya, misbehaving for ya. Stop and stare as I go. Miss, I'm crazy for ya, miss, amazing for ya. Sunshine, ready to go. I'm a spark, I'm a flame in the night sky. Make you sweat and I bet that you don't mind.